James Caldwell leaned on his weathered wooden cane, pushing through the heavy glass doors of Coastal Trust Bank on Main Street in Charleston, South Carolina. The air inside was crisp, almost sterile, the marble floor reflecting the glare of overhead lights. He paused, steadying himself. The walk from his small rental house, 3 blocks away, leaving his hips aching, a lingering reminder of shrapnel from the jungles of Vietnam. His faded ball cap, emblazoned with a 101st Airborne Division patch, sat crooked on his graying head. A plaid shirt, neatly tucked into khaki pants, held a folded $90 check in the pocket, money his son in Georgia sent monthly for utilities. James shuffled to the line, each step deliberate, the pain a quiet companion. Behind a man in a business suit muttering into his earpiece, James waited. The bank hummed with low murmurs, customers glued to phones or staring blankly at the counter. At his turn, he approached the teller, a young man with gelled hair and a bored expression. "Morning," James said, voice gravelly but warm, sliding the check across. "Just need to cash this." The teller glanced at it, then frowned. "ID, please." James nodded, fishing out a worn wallet and a driver's license, expired 7 years prior. His face in the photo was sharper, eyes brighter from a time before the limp. The teller shook his head. "This is expired, sir. We can't accept it." James sighed. "I don't drive no more, but I've got my VA card, and I've been banking here since the 80s. The teller shrugged, already waving over his supervisor in a crisp blue blazer. After a quick whisper, the supervisor shook his head, eyes barely lifting from his tablet. "Sorry, sir. Policy requires valid ID," the teller said, voice flat. James gripped his cane. "Son, I just need this for my electric bill. I got my name on the account, my VA card. Look, this cane ain't for show." The teller's face didn't budge. Manager said no. A woman behind James huffed, the line stretching longer. James stepped aside, shoulders sagging, not mad, just weary. He felt unseen, like the nights he'd patched choppers under fire to get boys home meant nothing. Then the door swung open, and General Marcus Holloway stepped in, not planning to be there. He'd been heading to a veterans charity meeting, stopping to deposit a donation check. His sharp eyes caught James, the lean frame, the cap, the faint hunch from a wound he'd seen earned near to Nong. James didn't notice, staring at the floor, check still in hand. Holloway watched. The teller laughed with the next customer. The supervisor tapped his tablet, ignoring the old vet. He strode forward. "James," Holloway called, voice firm. James turned, blinking. "Sir? Marcus Holloway? You pull my unit out of a mess near Hugh, 68. Holloway grinned, clapping his shoulder. "Darn right. You got that bird flying when we were pinned down." They shook hands, calluses meeting, decades of mud and memory between them. "What's the holdup?" Holloway asked, eyeing the check. James shrugged. "Expired ID. They won't budge. Policy." Holloway's jaw tightened. He faced the teller. "You're helping this man, James Caldwell, Vietnam vet, my mechanic who saved lives under fire. You turned him away." The teller stammered. "It's policy, sir. Valid ID." Holloway cut in, calm but steel-edged. "Policy's a rule, not a brain. You're ignoring a man who risked everything. Context matters. That's what makes you human, not a machine." The supervisor hurried over, adjusting his tie. "Sir, can I assist?" Holloway turned. "Why is this man, who kept my choppers in the air through hell, treated like a nobody?" The supervisor faltered. "We follow ID rules, sir." "Don't give me rules," Holloway said. "You saw an old man, polite, needing help, and you dismissed him. Ever been shot at? Ever welded a rotor in a swamp? Praying you'd live?" James has. The room stilled, eyes shifting some guilty. James stood quiet, stunned. Nobody fought for him like this. He drifted back to 68. Jungle heat, the whine of mortars, oil streaking his arms as he bolted a chopper's engine together. Holloway. Then a major, covering him with a rifle. Bullets sang, a buddy bled, and James jury-rigged a fuel line with wire from a busted crate. It flew. He never spoke of it. Not to his son, not anyone. Who'd get it? But Holloway did. "Sorry," James murmured. Holloway turned. "For what?" Don't want to fuss, James said. I'll manage. No, Holloway replied, softer. You shouldn't have to. A man in line spoke up. You served? Holloway nodded. He got us home. The man tipped his hat. Thank you, sir. The teller, red-faced, looked to the supervisor, who muttered, cash it. She counted the bills carefully, handing them over. All set, sir, she said, voice low. James tucked the cash away. Can't believe it's you, Marcus. Holloway chuckled. Still here, tie and all. The supervisor cleared his throat. Apologies, Mr. Caldwell. We didn't know your service. Holloway stopped him. That's the issue. Respect ain't about a uniform. It's decency for a man standing right here. They left, the air outside humid, palmettos swaying. A kid in a cap called, Sir, you fought in Vietnam? James nodded. Fixed choppers kept him flying. That's awesome, the kid said, eyes wide. James smiled. Wasn't awesome then, but thanks. They walked, 2 soldiers at a time. You didn't need to do that, James said. Holloway shrugged. You'd have walked away otherwise. James nodded. Had worse. Not today, Holloway said. They sat on a bench by a seafood shack, gulls crying overhead. James exhaled. I wasn't even mad, just tired. Holloway frowned. That's worse. I came back in 72, got turned away from a bar in my greens. Call me a troublemaker. Hurt more than a shrapnel. James looked off. Thought I'd have a porch, cold soda, kids laughing. My son's busy, though. That check was my lifeline. Holloway leaned in. You shouldn't scrape by. There's help, real help. James waved it off. It's not just cash. It's feeling like a nuisance. Holloway nodded. They'll remember today. James grinned. You rattled that supervisor good. Holloway laughed. He earned it. Then he pulled out a card. Veterans Meetup, next Wednesday, Low Country Center. Tell your story. James squinted. Who'd listen? People who need to, Holloway said. How it felt, coming home to a world that forgot. James rubbed his scars. What did I say? Tell him how you patched that chopper with a coat hanger. Just be you. James chuckled. That was a wild night. He took the card, bold print, Eagle logo, veterans' voices, real lives. I'll think it. Outside, a woman in a sundress approached. Sir, I saw in there. I'm sorry I didn't speak up. James smiled. You're fine, ma'am. No, she said. You deserved better. A dock worker crossed over handout. Did 2 tours Iraq. Respect, man. James shook it, quiet. At the crosswalk, Holloway asked, Think anyone'd have helped if I hadn't? James paused. No, folks ain't cruel, just cautious. Holloway nodded. Maybe today shakes that. A bus rumbled up. James boarded, waving. Call me for Wednesday. Holloway shouted, watching it roll off. 3 days later, James eyed the card by his lamp. On day 4, he took it to a diner, grits steaming. A guy nearby leaned over. You in that bank video? He showed a clip. James at the counter, Holloway stepping in, 300,000 views. Went viral, the guy said. You stay calm. Classy. James blinked. Didn't know I was a star. Calls piled up. Holloway, a reporter, a schoolteacher wanting him at a class. That night, he rang Holloway. Saw the video? Yeah, Holloway said. City folks want us at a senior rights panel. James sighed. Didn't sign up for fame. Maybe it's time to speak, Holloway said. Wednesday came. James, same cap, stood in a hall of folding chairs, flags faded on the walls. 20 faces, vets, kids, locals watched. Holloway said, James didn't seek this, but his story woke something. James stepped up. I ain't a speaker. I'm in stuff, choppers, trucks. You can't mend folks like that. But you can treat 'em like they count, not just for then, but now. Nods rippled, eyes locked on. A week later, a letter came, Senator Seal, thanking James for his talk, now training state staff. Holloway knocked, coffees in hand. Viral again. James groaned. Lady at the store wanted a photo. They sat on his porch, waves crashing nearby. I felt left behind, James said. But that bank moment, it shifted something. Holloway sipped. You gave inga mirror. James nodded. Maybe I'll keep showing up. Holloway grinned. Good. They need you. James looked out, salt air sharp. People change. Not fast, Holloway said, but one look at you, and they walk different. They tap cups quiet. James glanced at his flag, frayed but firm. He wasn't a hero, just a man seen at last. "Wednesday again?" he asked. Holloway nodded. "I'll drive. Dust off that cap." James laughed. "It's dusty enough." He stayed as dusk fell, lights buzzing on, feeling visible enough for now. James Caldwell sat on his weathered porch, the salty Charleston breeze rustling the faded flag above his door. His cane rested against the railing, and the flyer for the Veterans Meetup at Low Country Center lay on the wicker table beside a cooling cup of coffee. It had been a week since the incident at Coastal Trust Bank, where General Marcus Holloway had stepped in, turning a moment of dismissal into one of reckoning. The viral video, 300,000 views and climbing, still buzzed in James's mind, a grainy echo of him standing quiet while Holloway demanded respect. He hadn't asked for the spotlight, but the calls kept coming, a reporter, a school, even a senator's letter. He rubbed his scarred thumb, wondering where this current was taking him. Inside, his flip phone vibrated. James limped in, squinting at the screen, an unfamiliar number. "Hello," he said, cautious. "Mr. Caldwell, this is Daniel Holt, manager at Coastal Trust Bank on Main. I'm so sorry for last week. We mishandled things badly. I'd like to make it right." James paused, glancing at the flag. "I ain't one for grudges, son. Just wanted my check cashed." Holt's voice softened. "We've cashed it, and I'm sending a letter of apology. Also, we'd be honored if you'd speak at our staff training next month. Help us see beyond the rules." James chuckled. "Me? I'm no teacher." Holt pressed. "You'd do us a favor, sir." James leaned on his cane. "I'll think on it." He hung up, shaking his head, and dialed Marcus. "Bank called," he said. Marcus laughed. "They're sweating now. Video's got 500,000 views. You coming Wednesday?" James eyed the flyer. "Reckon I will." The Low Country Center was a squat brick building, its lot lined with live oaks dripping moss. Inside, mismatched chairs held a crowd. Vets in old caps, teens with curious eyes, a few suits from City Hall. James adjusted his 101st Airborne cap, palms sweaty. Marcus clapped his shoulder. "Ready?" James shrugged. Never been big on talking. Marcus grinned. "You'll do fine." He stood, addressing the room. James Caldwell didn't seek this fight, but his stand at the bank woke folks up. Listen to him. James stepped forward, cane tapping. "I ain't polished. Fixed choppers in Vietnam. Kept him flying through mud and bullets. Can't fix people, though. But you can look at him, treat him like they're here, not just a bother." A vet nodded, a girl scribbled in a notebook. James relaxed. "Next time an old fella limps in, don't wait for a general. See him." The room was quiet, then hands clapped, slow, real. Outside, a man in a flannel jacket approached. "Sir, I saw the video. My dad was a vet, ignored too." "Thank you." James nodded. "Just at my job, sir." A woman with a stroller waved. "My brother served. I'm sorry we didn't speak up in there." James smiled. "You're speaking now, ma'am." They walked to the lot, Marcus at his side. "You didn't have to push me up there," James said. Marcus shrugged. "You'd have faded back otherwise." James sighed. "Felt invisible for years." "Not anymore," Marcus said. They sat on a bench by a tidal creek, gulls wheeling above. James rubbed his hip. "Never got mad at the bank, just worn out." Marcus frowned. "That's the sting. I got turned away from shop once, 71, still in uniform. Felt like dirt." James nodded. "Dreamed of a quiet life, soda, porch, family. My boy's good but busy." Marcus leaned in. "You're not a burden. Helps out there." James waved it off. "It's feeling like a ghost that hurts." Days later, at the diner, a teen in a hoodie slid over. "You're the bank guy. Saw it online. 600,000 views. You're cool, man." James blinked. Didn't plan on fame. His phone buzzed. Missed calls. Marcus, a TV station, a vet group wanting to talk. He stared at the flyer, then called Marcus. "This is big," he said. Marcus chuckled. "A congressman's asking us for a veterans policy chat." James exhaled. "I just wanted my $90. "You spark more," Marcus said. "Change anything?" James asked. "If you keep showing up, yeah." Next Wednesday, James stood again, voice steadier. "I fix things, machines. People ain't parts, but they break too when you don't see them." Eyes locked on, his suit took notes. A letter arrived, congressional seal, thanking James, citing his words for a new vet support bill. Marcus knocked, coffees in hand. Big shot now. James groaned. Guy at the market clapped me on the back. They sat on the porch, tide lapping nearby. Felt forgotten, James said. Marcus nodded. That bank day flipped a switch. James looked out. Maybe I keep going talking. Marcus grinned. They need you. A shrimp boat chugged past. Folks change. James asked. Marcus sipped. Not quick, but you stick, they shift, can't unsee you. They tap cups quiet. James eyed his flag, worn but steady. He wasn't a poster child, just a man visible now. Wednesday again. Marcus nodded. I'm driving. Keep that cap on. James laughed. Dusty as ever. He lingered, stars pricking the sky. Seen at last. Enough for today. James Caldwell leaned against the railing of his Charleston porch, the dawn light painting the sky over the tidal creek in soft pinks. His cane rested nearby, and the folded flyer for the Lowcountry Center Veterans Meetup sat beside a chipped mug, steam curling from his coffee. 2 weeks had passed since Coastal Trust Bank turned him away over an expired ID, only for General Marcus Holloway to storm in, demanding respect for a Vietnam vet. The viral video, now at 800,000 views, had turned James into an unexpected voice, with calls from reporters, schools, and even a congressman's office. His 101st Airborne cap, faded and frayed, felt heavier now, not with pride but purpose. He sipped his drink, the ache in his hip a quiet echo of old battles. His flip phone buzzed. James hobbled inside, squinting at the screen. Mr. Caldwell, this is Sarah Lynn, Regional VP at Coastal Trust. I'm deeply sorry for your experience. We've updated our policy. VA cards count now. Can we meet? I'd value your input. James rubbed his jaw. Ma'am, I ain't one for fuss. Just needed my check. She pressed. You'd help us do better, sir. Maybe a chat at the branch. James paused. I'll consider it. He rang Marcus. Bank wants me now, he said. Marcus laughed. Videos gotchin show. Million views soon. You set for Wednesday. James glanced at the flyer. Yeah, I'm in. The Lowcountry Center buzzed. Vets in worn jackets, kids with wide eyes, a local news crew in the corner. James tugged his cap, nerves jangling. Marcus squeezed his shoulder. You've got this. He faced the room. James Caldwell didn't chase this, but his stand shook a bank, woke a city. Hear him out. James stepped up, cane steady. I ain't fancy. Patch choppers in Vietnam. Got him flying through chaos. People ain't machines. You can't bowl them back right. But you can look care. CM is real. A vet saluted. A teen nodded. James added, don't wait for a general. Notice the felon next to you. Claps rolled. Steady, warm. Outside, a man in a ball cap ran up. Sir, that video, my uncle was a vet, overlooked. Respect. James smiled. Fix what I could, son. A mom with a toddler chimed in. Saw it online. Sorry I stayed quiet in line. James nodded. You're talking now, ma'am. He and Marcus walked to a bench, marsh grass swaying. You didn't need to prod me, James said. Marcus shrugged. You'd have slipped away elsewise. James sighed. Felt like a shadow too long. Marcus leaned in. Not now. James rubbed his hip. Wasn't mad, just drained. Marcus frowned. I got spat on 72 outside a cafe. Stung worse than bullets. James nodded. Wanted a porch, a soda, my boy laughing. He's good, but far. Marcus said, you ain't alone. Help's real, take it. James waved it off. It's being a ghost that cuts. At the diner, a girl with braids slid over. Bank guy. Million views. You're a hero. James blinked. Just an old mechanic, miss. Calls stacked up. Marcus, a radio host, a vet clinic offering a talk. He stared at the flyer, then dialed Marcus. It's spreading, he said. Marcus chuckled. Mayor's pushing a vet care forum now. James exhaled. All for $90. You lit a fire, Marcus said. Wednesday rolled in. James, cap on, spoke clearer. Fix choppers, save boys. People break quiet like. See? Ain't no. Heads bobbed, a camera flashed. A letter landed. City Hall, praising James, tying his words to a veteran aid plan. Marcus knocked, coffee steaming. Stargate. James groaned. Cashier saluted me yesterday. They sat, creek glinting below. Felt tossed aside, James said. Marcus nodded. Bank flipped that. James mused. Might keep talking. Marcus grinned. They're listening. A boat hummed past. Folks change. James asked. Marcus sipped. Slow, but you stick. They shift. Can't miss you now. Cups clinked, calm. James eyed his flag, tattered, tough. Not a legend, just seen. Wednesday. Marcus nodded. I'm here. Cap stays dusty. James laughed. Good as is. He sat as stars rose, tide whispering, visible, enough for dawn. James Caldwell eased into a creaky chair on his Charleston porch, the morning mist curling over the tidal creek as the sun edged up, gilding the sky. His cane leaned against the armrest, and the worn low-country center flyer sat next to a lukewarm coffee, its edges curling from humidity. 3 weeks had passed since Coastal Trust Bank dismissed him over an expired ID, only for General Marcus Holloway to stride in, turning rejection into respect. The viral video, 1.2 million views now, had thrust James into a quiet storm. Calls from vets, a senator, even a city plan citing his words. His 101st Airborne cap, threads loose, felt like a badge again. He traced his scarred thumb, mulling the weight of being heard. His flip phone rattled. James shuffled inside, peering at the number. Mr. Caldwell, I'm Elena Ross, with the Charleston Veterans Coalition. Your bank story moved us. We're sorry you faced that. Can you join our outreach panel next week? James steadied his cane. Ma'am, I ain't much for crowds. Just wanted my check. She replied. Your voice could help others, sir. Just a small group. James paused. I'll chew on it. He called Marcus. Vets Grew called, he said. Marcus chuckled. Videos at 1 million too. You're a spark, James. Wednesday's still on. James eyed the flyer. Darn right. The low-country center hummed. Vets in faded gear, students, a city official scribbling notes. James tugged his cap, heart thumping. Marcus gripped his shoulder. You're solid. He turned to the crowd. James Caldwell didn't hunt this fight, but his stand shook a bank, a town. Listen up. James stepped forward, cane tapping. I ain't slick. Fixed choppers in Vietnam. Kept 'em up through smoke and shells. People ain't bolts. You can't patch 'em easy. But see 'em, give him dignity now. A vet raised a hand in respect. A kid stared, rapt. James added, don't need a general to notice a man. Look first. Applause grew steady deep. Outside, a woman in a scarf hurried over. Sir, that video my granddad served got ignored. Thank you. James nodded. Just mended what broke, ma'am. A guy with a toolbox called, saw it. Sorry I didn't speak in line. James smiled. You are now, son. He and Marcus hit a bench, marsh air thick. You didn't have to nudge me, James said. Marcus shrugged. You'd have faded out. James sighed. Been a ghost too long. Marcus leaned in. No more. James rubbed his hip. Wasn't mad, just beat. Marcus nodded. Got heckled in 73, still uniformed, cut deeper than shrapnel. James murmured. Pictured a porch, cold drink, my boy nearby. He's good, but distant. Marcus said, you ain't solo. Help's there. James brushed it off. It's feeling like air that stings. At the diner, a cook leaned over. Bankman, videos everywhere. 1.5 million. You're legit. James blinked. Just fix choppers, friend. Calls piled. Marcus, a podcast. A church seeking a talk. He studied the flyer, dial Marcus. It's growing, he said. Marcus laughed. State Vet Board wants us. Policy talk. James huffed. From $90 to this. Your wave, Marcus said. Wednesday came. James, cap snug, spoke firm. Repaired birds, save lives. Folks cracked quiet. See, ink today. Nod spread, a lens clicked. A letter dropped, state seal, thanking James, his talk shaping vet aid laws. Marcus arrived, coffee's hot. Famous yet. James groaned. Kid at the dock waved. They sat, creek shimmering. Felt ditched, James said. Marcus nodded. Bank woke 'em. James mused. Might talk more. Marcus grinned. They hear you. A gull cried overhead. People shift. James asked. Marcus sipped. Bit by bit. You stand, they turn. Can't skip you. Cups bumped still. James eyed his flag, ragged real. No icon, just seen. Wednesday. Marcus nodded. I'll fetch ya. Cap's fine, Dusty. James laughed. Suits me. He lingered, night falling, tide humming, visible enough for now. James Caldwell pushed through the salt-streaked screen door of his Charleston home, leaning on his cane as he stepped onto the porch. The humid air carried the scent of marsh and magnolias, the tidal creek glinting under a late June sun on this quiet Sunday, June 8th, 2025. His 101st Airborne cap, faded and frayed, shaded his eyes as he eased into a wicker chair, the ache in his hip a dull pulse from Vietnam days. Beside his coffee mug, the dog-eared Lowcountry center flyer lay, a relic of weeks past. It all started a month ago at Coastal Trust Bank, when a teller rejected his $90 check over an expired ID. General Marcus Holloway had stormed in, turning invisibility into dignity, and a shaky cell phone video, now at 2 million views, had rippled outward, bringing calls, letters, and a quiet fire to James's steps. His flip phone buzzed on the table. He squinted, grabbing it. Mr. Caldwell, this is Laura Tate, Charleston Gazette. Your story's everywhere. I'm sorry you went through that. Would you talk to us for a feature? James gripped his cane. Ma'am, I ain't one for headlines. Just needed groceries. She said, your words at the veterans meet-up move people. A short chat, sir. James exhaled. I'll mull it over. He dialed Marcus. Newspapers after me, he said, voice low. Marcus chuckled. Videos hit 2 million, James. You're stirring folks. Wednesday's still good. James glanced at the flyer. You bet. The Lowcountry Center buzzed under fluorescent lights. Vets in worn hats, teens with phones, a couple of counselors in ties. James adjusted his cap, pulse quickening. Marcus clapped his back. You're steady, man. He faced the room. James Caldwell didn't beg for this, but his stand at the bank woke a city. Hear him. James stepped up, cane firm. I ain't a talker. Fixed choppers in Vietnam. Got him flying through mud, fire, chaos. People ain't engines. You can't just tweak him, but you can see him, treat him like they count right now. A gray-haired vet nodded. A girl in braid smiled. Don't wait for a general to spot the fella in line, James said. Claps rose, warm, solid. Outside, a man in a denim vest jogged up. Sir, that bang video, my brother was a vet, brushed off. Thank you. James tipped his cap. Kept things running, son. A woman in sunglasses stepped close. I was in the bank, sir. Sorry I stayed quiet. James nodded. You're speaking now, ma'am. He and Marcus drifted to a bench, creek water lapping nearby. Didn't need you pushing me up there, James said. Marcus shrugged. You'd have slipped off. James sighed. Felt like nothing for years. Marcus eyed him. Not today. James rubbed his hip. Old shrapnel twinging. Wasn't mad at him, just worn thin. Marcus frowned. Came home in 72. Got turned from a grill. Call me trouble. Hurt worse than wounds. James murmured. Dreamed of a porch, cold soda, my boy Logan. He's solid, but George is far. That check was my thread. Marcus leaned in. You ain't alone, James. Help's real, grab it. James waved it off. It's being unseen that bites. Back home, the phone rang again. Mr. Caldwell, Sarah Lynn, Coastal Trust VP. We're training staff with your story. VA card work now. Join us for a coffee. Share your take. James paused. I'll think it. At the diner, a waiter grinned. Bank guy. 2 million views. You're a legend, sir. James chuckled. Just patch choppers, friend. Call stacked. Marcus, a TV crew, a library for a talk. He stared at the flyer. Dial Marcus. It's a flood, he said. Marcus laughed. Governor's office wants us. Vet rights panel. James huffed. From $90 to this. You're a tide, man, Marcus said. Change his stick. James asked. Keep showing up? It might, Marcus replied. Wednesday rolled around. James, cap on, stood taller. Fix birds, save boys and all. Folks break silent. Luki etchi no. Nods rippled, a camera hummed. A thick envelope came, state seal, thanking James, his words fueling a vet care push. Marcus knocked, coffee steaming. Big shot now. James groaned. Old lady hugged me at the store. They sat on the porch, tide rolling. Felt lost, James said. Marcus nodded. Bank flipped a light on. James mused. Might keep at it talking. Marcus grinned. They're all ears. Gulls wheeled above. Folks shift. James asked. Marcus sipped. Slow. But you stand. They move. Can't ignore you. Cups tap. Quiet. James sank back, mind drifting to 68. Jungle steam. Rotor wine, his hands slick with grease, bolting a chopper while Marcus fired at shadows. Mortars boomed. A pal bled. And James rigged a line with a bent spoon. It flew. He never told his son. Nobody got it. But Marcus did. Sorry, James muttered. Marcus turned. What for? Don't like a ruckus, James said. I get by. No, Marcus said soft. You shouldn't just scrape. A kid in a hoodie ran up. Sir, you in Vietnam? That's dope. James smiled. Rough days, son, but thanks. The kid waved, gone. James gripped his cane, picturing that porch, soda, laughter, family. Life veered, but maybe this was close. A call came late. Mr. Caldwell, Elena Ross, Veterans Coalition. Your talk's viral. 300,000 views. Speak at our rally? Vets need you. James rubbed his scar. I'll ponder it. Next day, a vet in a trucker hat stopped him. Saw you online, sir. Change how I see my old man. Respect. James nodded, throat tight. At the diner, a note slid under his grits, girl's handwriting. Sorry I watched at the bank, said nothing. You wise, speak up now. He folded it, heart steady. Marcus called. Rally's big, James. You in? James looked at his flag, tattered, proud. Reckon so. The rally loomed. Hundreds at a park, banners waving, mics ready. James, cap dusty, stepped up with Marcus. James Caldwell didn't ask for this. Marcus boomed. But he's why we're here. James cleared his throat. I ain't a speaker. Fixed choppers. Kept us alive in mud, blood. Can't fix folks easy, but you can see 'em, value 'em, not for then, but today. Don't wait for brass. Look at the man beside you. Cheers swelled. Hands reached out. A letter followed. Pentagon seal, citing James for a vet advocacy push. Marcus arrived, coffees in tow. Hero yet. James grunted. Guys saluted me at the pier. They sat, creek alive. Felt buried, James said. Marcus nodded. You dug out. James smiled. I'll keep showing. Marcus grinned. Good. They see ya. Tide lapsed, sky dimmed. Change last. James asked. Marcus leaned back. Not fast, but you walk. They follow. Can't miss you now. Cups clinked still. James eyed his flag, war and true. No symbol, just a man seen. Next week. Marcus nodded. I drive. Cap's perfect. James laughed. Dusty's me. He stayed, stars out, tide soft, visible enough at last. James Caldwell eased onto his Charleston porch. The dawn of June 8th, 2025, bathing the tidal creek in a gentle glow, the air thick with salt and marsh grass. His cane rested by his side, his 101st Airborne cap shielding his eyes as the sun rose, glinting off the water. The tattered Lowcountry center flyer lay beside his coffee, a marker of months since Coastal Trust Bank denied his $90 check over an expired ID. General Marcus Holloway's fear stand had turned the tide, and a viral video, now at 3 million views, had swept James into a wave of recognition. Vet groups, news, a federal bill. His scarred hands, once deft on Vietnam choppers, now carried a quiet call. He sipped, hip aching, mind turning. His flip phone buzzed. James hobbled in, squinting. Mr. Caldwell, I'm Ben Klein with National Vet Alliance. Your tour talk's inspiring. Sorry about that banker deal. Speak at our DC conference. James gripped his cane. Son, I ain't a stage man. Just needed my money. Klein said, You're shifting views, sir. One night, James exhaled. I'll chew it over. He called Marcus. DC's Callan, he said. Marcus laughed. 3 million views, James. You're a beacon. Wednesday on. James eyed the flyer. Darn straight. The Lowcountry Center pulsed. Vets in old caps, kids, a senator's aide with a notepad. James adjusted his cap, nerves jangling. Marcus clapped his back. You're gold. He faced the crowd. James Caldwell didn't hunt this, but his bank stand shook the world. Hear him. James stepped up, cane firm. I ain't smooth. Fixed choppers in Vietnam. Kept him up in mud, bullets. Folks ain't parts to bolt. See him, give him worth today. Don't wait for brass, spot the quiet guy. A vet clapped, a boy grinned. Claps swelled, real warm. Outside, a woman in a coat rushed up. "Sir, that video, my vet dad was ignored." "Thanks." James nodded. "Patch what broke, ma'am." A dad with a kid said, "Saw it at the bank." "Sorry I stood still." James smiled. "You're moving now, friend." He and Marcus hit a bench, creak lapping. "Didn't need you pushing," James said. Marcus shrugged. "You'd have faded." James sighed. "Felt like a ghost long time." Marcus said, "Not a whiff now." James rubbed his hip. Shrapnel's echo sharp. "Wasn't mad, just wore out." Marcus frowned. "Got turned from a bar, 72, greens on. Cut deep." James mused. "Wanted a porch, cold beer, my boy hollering. He's good, George's far." Marcus leaned in. "You got people, James. Helps here, use it." James waved it off. Being unseen stings worst. At the diner, a cook beamed. "Bank star. 3 mil views. You're big, sir." James chuckled. "Just turned wrenches, pal." Calls piled. Marcus, a radio, a school board for a talk. He had a flyer. Rang Marcus. "It's wild," he said. Marcus laughed. "Vets Lobby wants us. DC policy meet." James huffed. "From $90 to this." "You're swell," Marcus said. "Change last." James asked. "You stand tall?" "It might," Marcus replied. Wednesday hit. James, cap snug, spoke clear. "Fix birds, save souls. Folks break quiet. See? Ing no." Nod spread, a lens flashed. A letter came. White House seal, thanking James, his words nudging vet support. Marcus knocked, coffee's hot. "Fame now." James groaned. "Lady cheered me at the bait shop." They sat, tide rolling. "Felt lost," James said. Marcus nodded. "Bank spark ya." James smiled. "I'll keep talking." Marcus grinned. They lean in. Gulls cried, sky soft. Folks shift. James asked. Marcus sipped. "Slow, but you stay, they turn, can't skip ya." Cups clinked, still. James drifted to 68. Jungle steam, rotors screaming, grease blackening his hands. Rigging a chopper as Marcus fired back. Shells roared, a buddy bled, and he bent a fork to seal a line. It flew. He kept it hushed. Nobody asked. Marcus got it. "Sorry," James muttered. Marcus turned. "What for?" "Don't like a fuss," James said. "I get by." "No," Marcus said, gentle. "You rate more." A vet in jeans waved. "Sir, Vietnam." "Tough stuff." James nodded. "Hard days, son." "Thanks." He saw that porch, beer, laughs, family. Life swerved, but this fit. A call buzzed. "Mr. Caldwell, Ben Klein, Vet Alliance. Your talk's viral, 700,000 views. DC next month? We need you." James rubbed his scar. "I'll think it." A man at the dock gripped his hand. "Saw you, sir. Change how I see vets, my cousin." James smiled, throat tight. A kid's note at the diner. Bank watcher. "Sorry I stayed, Mom. You're why I speak." He pocketed it firm. Marcus called. "DC's real, James." "You in?" James eyed his flag, frayed, proud. "Reckon so." DC loomed. Grand Hall, flags high, 1,000 watching. Marcus boomed. "James Caldwell didn't ask, but he's why we're here." James, Cap Dusty, stepped up. "I ain't fancy. Fix choppers, save lives in mud, fire. Can't mend folks easy, but see 'em, value 'em, not just then now. Don't wait for stars. Look next to ya." Roars erupted, hands stretched. A letter followed. Congress seal, tying James to a vet act. Marcus came, coffee steaming. "Legend yet?" James grunted. Folks clapped at the pier. They sat, creek alive. "Felt done," James said. Marcus nodded. "You shine now." James grinned. "I'll keep going." Marcus smiled. "They see ya." Tide hummed, dusk fell. "Change hold." James asked. Marcus leaned back. "Not fast, but you walk the shift, can't miss ya." Cups tapped, quiet. James eyed his flag, war and true. "No hero, just a man seen." DC again. Marcus nodded. "I drive." "Cap's fine." James laughed. "Dusty's me." He stayed, stars bright, tide low, visible, enough for keeps. James Caldwell eased onto his Charleston porch. The dawn of June 8th, 2025, bathing the tidal creek in a gentle glow, the air thick with salt and marsh grass. His cane rested by his side, his 101st Airborne cap shielding his eyes as the sun rose, glinting off the water. The tattered Lowcountry Center flyer lay beside his coffee, a marker of months since Coastal Trust Bank denied his $90 check over an expired ID. General Marcus Holloway's fear stand had turned the tide, and a viral video, now at 3 million views, had swept James into a wave of recognition. Vet Group's news, a federal bill. His scarred hands, once deft on Vietnam choppers, now carried a quiet call. He sipped, hip aching, mind turning. His flip phone buzzed. James hobbled in, squinting. "Mr. Caldwell, I'm Ben Klein with National Vet Alliance. Your tour talk's inspiring. Sorry about that banker deal. Speak at our DC conference." James gripped his cane. "Son, I ain't a stage man. Just needed my money." Klein said, "You're shifting views, sir." One night, James exhaled. "I'll chew it over." He called Marcus. "DC's Callan," he said. Marcus laughed. 3 million views, James. You're a beacon. Wednesday on. James eyed the flyer. Darn straight. The Lowcountry Center pulsed. Vets in old caps, kids, a senator's aide with a notepad. James adjusted his cap, nerves jangling. Marcus clapped his back. "You're gold." He faced the crowd. James Caldwell didn't hunt this, but his bank stand shook the world. "Hear him." James stepped up, cane firm. "I ain't smooth. Fixed choppers in Vietnam. Kept him up in mud, bullets. Folks ain't parts to bolt. See him, give him worth today. Don't wait for brass, spot the quiet guy." A vet clapped, a boy grinned. Claps swelled, real warm. Outside, a woman in a coat rushed up. "Sir, that video, my vet dad was ignored." "Thanks." James nodded. "Patch what broke, ma'am." A dad with a kid said, "Saw it at the bank. Sorry I stood still." James smiled. "You're moving now, friend." He and Marcus hit a bench, creak lapping. "Didn't need you pushing," James said. Marcus shrugged. "You'd have faded." James sighed. "Felt like a ghost long time." Marcus said, "Not a whiff now." James rubbed his hip. Shrapnel's echo sharp. "Wasn't mad, just wore out." Marcus frowned. "Got turned from a bar, 72, greens on. Cut deep." James mused. "Wanted a porch, cold beer, my boy hollering. He's good, George's far." Marcus leaned in. "You got people, James. Helps here, use it." James waved it off. Being unseen stings worst. At the diner, a cook beamed. "Bank star. 3 mil views. You're big, sir." James chuckled. "Just turned wrenches, pal." Calls piled. Marcus, a radio, a school board for a talk. He had a flyer. Rang Marcus. "It's wild," he said. Marcus laughed. "Vets Lobby wants us. DC policy meet." James huffed. "From $90 to this." "You're swell," Marcus said. "Change last." James asked. "You stand tall?" "It might," Marcus replied. Wednesday hit. James, cap snug, spoke clear. "Fix birds, save souls. Folks break quiet. See? Ing no." Nod spread, a lens flashed. A letter came. White House seal, thanking James, his words nudging vet support. Marcus knocked, coffee's hot. "Fame now." James groaned. "Lady cheered me at the bait shop." They sat, tide rolling. "Felt lost," James said. Marcus nodded. "Bank spark ya." James smiled. "I'll keep talking." Marcus grinned. They lean in. Gulls cried, sky soft. Folks shift. James asked. Marcus sipped. "Slow, but you stay, they turn, can't skip ya." Cups clinked, still. James drifted to 68. Jungle steam, rotors screaming, grease blackening his hands, rigging a chopper as Marcus fired back. Shells roared, a buddy bled, and he bent a fork to seal a line. It flew. He kept it hushed. Nobody asked. Marcus got it. "Sorry," James muttered. Marcus turned. "What for?" "Don't like a fuss," James said. "I get by." "No," Marcus said, gentle. "You rate more." A vet in jeans waved. "Sir, Vietnam. Tough stuff." James nodded. "Hard days, son." "Thanks." He saw that porch, beer, laughs, family. Life swerved, but this fit. A call buzzed. "Mr. Caldwell, Ben Klein, Vet Alliance. Your talk's viral, 700,000 views. DC next month? We need you." James rubbed his scar. "I'll think it." A man at the dock gripped his hand. "Saw you, sir. Change how I see vets, my cousin." James smiled, throat tight. A kid's note at the diner. Bank watcher. Sorry I stayed, Mom. You're why I speak. He pocketed it, firm. Marcus called. DC's real, James. You in? James eyed his flag, frayed, proud. Reckon so. DC loomed. Grand Hall, flags high, 1,000 watching. Marcus boomed. James Caldwell didn't ask, but he's why we're here. James, Cap Dusty, stepped up. I ain't fancy. Fix choppers, save lives in mud, fire. Can't mend folks easy, but see 'em, value 'em, not just then now. Don't wait for stars. Look next to ya. Roars erupted, hands stretched. A letter followed, Congress seal, tying James to a vet act. Marcus came, coffee steaming. Legend yet? James grunted. Folks clapped at the pier. They sat, creek alive. Felt done, James said. Marcus nodded. You shine now. James grinned. I'll keep going. Marcus smiled. They see ya. Tide hummed, dusk fell. Change hold. James asked. Marcus leaned back. Not fast, but you walk the shift, can't miss ya. Cups tap, quiet. James eyed his flag, war and true. No hero, just a man seen. DC again. Marcus nodded. I drive. Cap's fine. James laughed. Dusty's me. He stayed, stars bright, tide low, visible, enough for keeps. James Caldwell settled into his wicker chair on his Charleston porch. The early light of June 8th, 2025, at 4:53 a.m., painting the tidal creek in pale hues, the air heavy with salt and dawn mist. His cane leaned close, his 101st Airborne cap shielding his eyes as the sun crept up, gilding the marsh. The worn Lowcountry center flyer rested by his coffee, a quiet nod to months since Coastal Trust Bank rejected his $90 check over an expired ID. General Marcus Holloway's bold stand had flipped the script, and a viral video, now at 3.5 million views, had carried James's story to vet halls, D.C., and beyond. His scarred hands, once steady on Vietnam choppers, now held a growing purpose. He sipped, hip throbbing, mind adrift. His flip phone rattled. James shuffled in, squinting. Mr. Caldwell, I'm Lisa Wade, with Vet Voices USA. Your DC speech moved us. Sorry for that bank nonsense. Speak at our national tour kickoff in Atlanta. James steadied his cane. Ma'am, I ain't built for spotlights. Just needed my cash. She said, You're changing hearts, sir. One talk. James sighed. I'll ponder it. He dialed Marcus. National Tours Callan, he said. Marcus chuckled. 3.5 mil, James. You're a torch. Wednesday still on. James eyed the flyer. Sure is. The Lowcountry center buzzed. Vets in faded vests. Parents, a news van outside. James tugged his cap, pulse racing. Marcus gripped his shoulder. You're steady, man. He turned to the crowd. James Caldwell didn't seek this, but his bank stand woke a nation. Listen up. James stepped forward, cane firm. I ain't slick. Patched choppers in Vietnam. Kept him flying through mud shells. Folks ain't bolts to fix. Sim, give him dignity now. Don't wait for rank. Spot the quiet fella. A vet saluted, a teen clapped. Cheers rose, deep, true. Outside, a man in a flannel shirt waved. Sir, that video, my vet grandpa got dismissed. Thanks. James nodded. Mended what I could, son. A woman with a bag said, I saw at the bank, sir. Sorry I stayed mute. James smiled. You're talking now, ma'am. He and Marcus at a bench, tide lapping. Didn't need you pushing, James said. Marcus shrugged. You'd have slipped away. James exhaled. Felt like a shadow too long. Marcus said, Not a bit now. James rubbed his hip, shrapnel's ghost biting. Wasn't mad, just drained. Marcus frowned. Got shoved off a bus, 72, uniform on. Stung worse than fire. James mused. Dreamed of a porch, cold beer, my boy Logan. He's good, but far. Marcus leaned in. You got kin, James. Helps here, take it. James waved it off. Being unseen cuts deep. At the diner, a kid in a cap grinned. Bank guy. 3.5 mil. You're epic, sir. James chuckled. Just turned wrenches, kid. Call stacked. Marcus, a blog, a vet home for a talk. He eyed the flyer. Rang Marcus. It's a gale, he said. Marcus laughed. Big Vet Fund wants us. National policy chat. James huffed. From $90 to this. Your wave, Marcus said. Change stick, James asked. You keep standing, it could, Marcus replied. Wednesday came. James, Cap Snug, spoke clear. Fix birds, save lives. Folks break silent. See, ain't true they? Nods rippled, a camera clicked. A letter landed, vet org seal, thanking James, his words shaping a care push. Marcus knocked, coffee's hot. Star yet. James groaned. Man waved at the pier. They sat, creek shimmering. Felt buried, James said. Marcus nodded. Bank lit you up. James smiled. I'll keep talking. Marcus grinned. They're all ears. Gold sword, sky soft. Folks shift. James asked. Marcus sipped. Slow, but you stay, they move, can't miss ya. Cups clinked calm. James drifted to 68. Jungle heat, blades roaring, grease on his hands, patching a chopper as Marcus shot cover. Mortars crashed, a pal bled, and he rigged a line with a tin lid. It flew. He kept it quiet. No one cared. Marcus did. Sorry, James muttered. Marcus turned. For what? Don't like a ruckus, James said. I get by. No, Marcus said soft. You deserve better. A vet in a hat tipped. Sir, Vietnam? Real deal. James nodded. Rough go, son. Thanks. He saw that porch, beer, laughs, family. Life turned, but this rang true. A call buzzed. Mr. Caldwell, Lisa Wade, vet voices. Your talk's at 1 million views. Atlanta, sir? Let's count on you. James rubbed his scar. I'll think it. A lady at the market gripped his arm. Saw you online, sir. My vet dad. Your story helps. James smiled, throat tight. A note at the diner. Bank bystander. Sorry I froze. Your eyes speak now. He tucked it steady. Marcus called. Atlanta's real, James. You in? James eyed his flag, frayed strong. Yes, sir. Atlanta rose. Big stage, banners high, thousands watching. Marcus boomed. James Caldwell didn't ask, but he's why we're here. James, Cap Dusty, stepped up. I ain't polished. Fix choppers, save boys in mud, chaos. Kim and folks same, but see 'em, value 'em, not just then now. Don't wait for stars, look beside you. Cheers thundered, hands reached. A letter came, Senate seal, tying James to a vet law. Marcus arrived, coffee steaming. Hero now. James grunted. Folks cheer at the wharf. They sat tight alive. Felt gone, James said. Marcus nodded. You shine bright. James grinned. I'll keep going. Marcus smiled. They see ya. Creek hummed. Dusk settled. Change last. James asked. Marcus leaned back. Not quick, but you walk, they shift. Can't skip ya. Cups tapped still. James eyed his flag, worn true. No icon, just a man seen. Next stop. Marcus nodded. I drive. Cap's good. James laughed. Dusty's me. He lingered, stars up, tide low, visible. Enough for good. James Caldwell sank into his creaky wicker chair on his Charleston porch. The early light of June 8th, 2025, at 5:06 a.m., tinting the tidal creek in soft golds, the air thick with marsh scent and morning calm. His cane rested close, his 101st Airborne cap shading his weathered face as the sun climbed. The tattered Lowcountry center flyer sat by his coffee, a quiet echo of months since Coastal Trust Bank turned down his $90 check over an expired ID. General Marcus Holloway's Fear Stand had flipped the moment, and a viral video, now at 4 million views, had swept James's grit to vet rallies, Atlanta, and beyond. His scarred hands, once steady on Vietnam choppers, now bore a growing call. He sipped, hip-aching thoughts drifting. His flip phone buzzed. James hobbled in, squinting. Mr. Caldwell, I'm Emma Cole with Heroes Legacy Fund. Your Atlanta talk shook us. Sorry for that bank mess. Speak at our Chicago gala. James gripped his cane. Ma'am, I ain't a spotlight guy. Just needed my cash. She said, You're moving souls, sir. One night, James exhaled. I'll mull it. He dialed Marcus. Chicago's Callan, he said. Marcus chuckled. 4 mil views, James. You're fire. Wednesday good. James eyed the flyer. Darn right. The Lowcountry center hummed. Vets in worn caps, families, a TV crew in the corner. James tugged his cap, heart pounding. Marcus clapped his back. You're solid, man. He faced the crowd. James Caldwell didn't chase this, but his bank stand woke millions. Hear him. James stepped up, cane steady. I ain't fancy. Patch choppers in Vietnam. Kept him flying through mud, fire. Folks ain't parts to fix. See him, give him worth now. Don't wait for brass. Spot the quiet man. A vet raised a fist. A girl nodded. Cheers grew warm, real. Outside, a man in a jacket rushed up. Sir, that video, my vet uncle got ignored. Thanks. James nodded. Mended what broke, son. A mom with a stroller said. I saw at the bank, sir. Sorry I kept quiet. James smiled. You're speaking now, ma'am. He and Marcus hit a bench, tide rippling. Didn't need you nudging, James said. Marcus shrugged. You'd have faded. James sighed. Felt like a wisp years long. Marcus said, not now, friend. James rubbed his hip. Shrapnel sting sharp. Wasn't mad, just wore thin. Marcus frowned. Got turned from a diner, 72, greens on. Cut worse than bullets. James mused. Wanted a porch, cold soda, my boy running. He's good, but far. Marcus leaned in. You got folks, James. Helps here, grab it. James waved it off. Being unseen hurts most. At the diner, a teen grinned. Bank star. For Mill. You're huge, sir. James chuckled. Just a wrench man, kid. Calls piled. Marcus, a podcast, a vet hall for a talk. He had the flyer. Rang Marcus. It's a storm, he said. Marcus laughed. Vet Council wants us. National Reform Meet. James huffed. From $90 to this. You're tied, Marcus said. Change hold. James asked. You keep standing, it might, Marcus replied. Wednesday hit. James, cap firm, spoke clear. Fixed birds save lives. Folks crack quiet. See, ain't true they. Nod spread, a lens hummed. A letter dropped. VA seal. Thanking James, his words fueling a care surge. Marcus knocked, coffee's hot. Fame now. James groaned. Guys saluted at the dock. They sat, creek glinting. Felt buried, James said. Marcus nodded. Bank lit you up. James smiled. I'll keep talking. Marcus grinned. They're hooked. Gulls wheeled, sky soft. Folks shift. James asked. Marcus sipped. Slow, but you stay, they turn. Can't skip ya. Cups clinked, still. James drifted to 68. Jungle heat, rotors screaming, grease on his hands. Rigging a chopper as Marcus fired cover. Shells burst. A buddy bled. And he tied a line with a can rim. It flew. He kept it hushed. No one asked. Marcus knew. Sorry, James muttered. Marcus turned. What for? Don't like a fuss, James said. I manage. No, Marcus said, gentle. You rate more. A vet waved. Sir, Vietnam? Tough stuff. James nodded. Hard days, son. Thanks. He saw that porch, soda, laughs, family. Life bent, but this rang. A call buzzed. Mr. Caldwell, Emma Cole, Hero's Legacy. Your talk's viral, 1.5 mil views. Chicago, sir? Vets need ya. James rubbed his scar. I'll think it. A man at the store gripped his hand. Saw ya, sir. My vet dad. Your story lifts him. James smiled, throat tight. A note at the diner. Bank watcher. Sorry I froze. Your wise speak. He pocketed it, firm. Marcus called. Chicago's big, James. You in? James eyed his flag, frayed, proud. Reckon so. Chicago loomed. Vast hall, flags high, thousands watching. Marcus boomed. James Caldwell didn't seek this, but he's why we care. James, Cap Dusty, stepped up. I ain't polished. Fix choppers. Save boys in mud chaos. Kim and folks same, but see 'em, value 'em, not just then now. Don't wait for stars. Look beside ya. Cheers roared, hand stretched. A letter came. House seal, tying James to a vet act. Marcus arrived, coffee steaming. Hero yet. James grunted. Folks clapped at the wharf. They sat tied alive. Felt done, James said. Marcus nodded. You shine now. James grinned. I'll keep going. Marcus smiled. They see ya. Creek hummed, dusk fell. Change last. James asked. Marcus leaned back. Not fast, but you walk the shift, can't miss ya. Cups tap, quiet. James eyed his flag, war and true. No symbol, just a man seen. Next stop. Marcus nodded. I drive. Cap's fine. James laughed. Dusty's me. He lingered, stars out, tide low, visible enough for keeps.